Okay, so I've decided to use rights and customs for this scene. And what I think is going to happen, I think Paul is going to go over to Ethel Steeple's residence. I think she's got a big house somewhere in Sheffield, or no, probably not in Sheffield, probably somewhere just outside Sheffield in the countryside. And I think he wants to have a sneak around and see if he can find anything out there. So we're in the time before cars, so I guess he maybe goes out there on the train. And I'm thinking the Hope Valley is like west of Sheffield. It's quite a picturesque area of cottages and villages. And I think he takes his train out there and walks up through wooded hills up into the grounds of this house where Ethel lives. He's come late in the evening, thinking that he won't be spotted as easily, and he shimmies over the fence and into the grounds, and it's quite a nice old building. I think it's got dark stone walls, and it looks out over the Hope Valley, over the trees, and there's a view of hills and cliffs and things like that. It's a very beautiful place to live, and it's a clear night. The moon is shining, and the grass under his feet looks kind of almost ethereal, as it's got condensation, water droplets on the blades of grass. He makes his way through the grounds and up to the house, and after a bit of faffing around, I think he finds himself looking through the window into a strange scene. I think he sees Ethel with a few other people who he doesn't recognise, mixed genders, and they are standing around another one of these strange boxes, the black box, and he can, just through the glass, he can hear them chanting. He can hear them chanting strange, almost not human sounding noises coming out of their mouths as they pace around this strange geodesic box. And at one point all place their hands on it, and the box glows a little bit as they do that. And I think Paul probably thinks back and realises that it's probably humming the same way that it did, the box that he found did at the factory site. But then I think there is a sudden light shines on his face, and he sort of puts up his hands reflexively to guard his eyes against the bright light, and a voice shouts, "What are you doing here?" And he hears footsteps running towards him. He also sees that the figures inside the house, they must have heard this noise and they've turned to look. So he's got these 4 figures all looking at him, and he tries to make a run for it, but whoever it is that's got this torch runs him down and clubs him over the back of the head. And I think he loses consciousness. And that's why I'm finally playing my attack card. You normally can't have people be attacked at this stage of the game. I'm using my attack card to allow that to happen. And I think for fears and rationalizations, he's obviously losing consciousness. I'm just going to have him, as consciousness leaves him, he's staring up at the sky and he thinks to himself, what on earth have I got myself into? These people must be crazy, and they're even more dangerous than I thought. So for leaping to conclusions, I'm just going to update my theory a little bit to say it's not just Ethel who's involved in this. I think maybe there's more than one type of device, because she's touched the device. Obviously, she's not become robotic and soulless. To the contrary, she's become more powerful and domineering than she was before. So I'm now thinking maybe either there's more than one type of these boxes, or there is one and they're like control units. And so touching the control unit gives you a measure of control over the subjects who've been affected by the obelisks. And perhaps she has got herself a little group of people who are other wealthy people, or maybe they're like bohemians or something that she is in a group with. We'll maybe find out later, but for the moment, what we know is that they're working together to enact this plan of hers. I've just played the rights and customs card and the attack card, so I'm going to be getting rid of both of those. I think I'll keep Bizarrery. I don't quite know what I'll do with it yet, but I don't want to get rid of all my cards in one go. So I'm going to draw a fresh clue card, which is a crime spree. And I also get a fresh special card. I'm only allowed to play one more special card. So this, either it'll be this one or I could discard it later on. But for the moment, this is what I've got. A strange location. I love strange location. I love putting weird locations in, so I might well do something with that. But in the meantime, Crime Spree and Bizarrery aren't calling out to me at the moment. At this stage of the game, it may well be a good idea to switch over to building on the clues I've already created rather than necessarily playing new cards and introducing new elements. But I'll go away and have a think and see what I come up with. Lovecraftesque 2nd edition is currently crowdfunding on Backerkit, and we are funding a new boxed set full of lovely card prompts and gorgeous art and amazing scenarios. So I really urge you to go and get over there and back it so you can get your copy. And there's a link for that in the show notes of this video.